Nagaland loses about rupees 135 during the 14th Finance Commission for failing to have the urban local bodies. Chief Minister Nephew Rio informs the state deprived of funds under the 15th Finance Commission for not being able to hold the ULB elections. S.C. Jamir Arrival Padma Bhushan awardee and former Nagaland Chief Minister Dr. S.C. Jamir arrives in Dimapur. Several organizations greet the veteran Naga politician, recently conferred with country's third highest civilian award upon arrival. Kohima District Volleyball Association organizes the 8th Kohima District Open Volleyball Tournament 2021 on 10th of November 2021 at 11 a.m. at Kohima local ground. The Lions Club Blue Venda Dimapur and Lions Club Zafu has organized a program at Latika Complex, Church Road, Dimapur to honor the visit of District Governor on November 10th. Hello viewers, welcome to English Primetime News. This is Gargi Rekha and now I'll read the news in detail. The Lions Club Blue Venda, Dimapur and Lions Club Zafu has organized a program at Latika Complex, Church Road, Dimapur to honor the visit of District Governor on 10th of November. Lions Club, a non-political service organization, works for the welfare of the general public. The club discussed their various activities and also presented their report at the program. Lions Club Zafu informed that it has enrolled 5 new members, while Blue Venda added 1 to its family. At the premises, the club also discussed about its plan to launch 2 more branches at Zunherboto and Akuluto towns soon.
So, I am from Lions Club of International, District 22D, District Governor, and actually in our organization we have 1.4 million members in 200 countries. So what we do, the district governors, we visit our clubs. In a district we have 77 clubs and 2,948 members till date. So each and every club we visit through my tenure, which starts from July 1st to the end of June 30th of 2022. Okay, each time we visit the clubs, I am coming here to visit Lions Club of Dimapur Blue Venda and Lions Club of Dimapur Zafu. Both the clubs I am visiting there, and here I have to look about the growth of the membership, about the leadership, about the service they do in this region to the community, and what does give support to our foundation. That's all. We are coming here to visit all the clubs because our main subject and motto is to do service. So what they are going, I want to guide them, and that's why I'm here. And each and every corner of our district, it composed of Manipur, Nagaland, a part of Assam and Arunachal. I'll roaming all the states and will be just visit the clubs for that.
The Kohima District Volleyball Association organized the 8th Kohima District Open Volleyball Tournament 2021 on the 10th of November 2021 at 11 a.m. at Kohima local ground. A welcome address was presented by Mr. Visashele Soho, the president of KDVA. Thereafter, a special speech was given by special guest Srimati Akumla Chuba, Director, Youth Resources and Sports, Government of Nagaland. Thereafter, oath-taking by Mr. Novelo Rulo. 9 teams were from the men's category and 9 teams from women's category. Altogether, there were 18 teams who participated in the tournament all over Kohima.
ACRCC special invitees, participants and everyone present here today. Thank you for honoring me with this invitation, and I'm indeed privileged to be a part of the event. It is very encouraging to see the KDVA taking such an active part in promoting the game every year, and it is only through such tournaments that that we not only promote the sports but also inculcate a sense of sportsmanship. I'm also very happy to observe that in the aftermath of the COVID pandemic, many private groups, clubs and associations are initiating wonderful events. And I feel that this is a very important step because one thing that we all need to remember is that the department or the government cannot do everything alone, nor can they financially sponsor all the events and programs. Let us keep in mind that the government is more a facilitator, but it is us, the people, who are the true custodians to identify, encourage and train the youth. We all know the importance of sport. It is crucial for the all-round development of an individual, and not to mention the health benefits it has on the society at large. This is one of the reasons why we must promote sports, be it in our curriculum or in our lifestyle. Now, when we talk about sports promotion, we also need to remember that it is the active participation of the community that ensures that the person is primarily identified in the grassroots level. We need to remember that the feeling of sportsmanship also takes root in the support from the community.
Dimapur Ao Senso Tonglingjem initiated Padma Bhushan awardee Dr. S.C. Jameer's civic reception on 10th of November in Dimapur. Following S.C. Jameer's arrival, a short program was held at Dimapur Airport Station. After the short program, they proceeded to S.C. Jameer's place in Chumukidima. Awaiting Jameer's arrival, a human chain wearing the traditional attire was formed at the road junction to the Ao community. A program initiated by the Ao Tenglongjem Dimapur, only consisting of invitees, was held at Jameer's place. At the program, S.C. Jameer dedicated his Padma Award to all the Nagas and encouraged the youth and young generation to work hard and to be brave enough to carry and take the Naga society to new heights.
Padma Bhushan Award Pagina Aji Amagan Ao Senso Tonglingjem Dimapur pra ekta civic reception organize koina ase. Aji yade amar Naga Hohogan under the banner of Naga Council Dimapur pra tangibi matikina ase aru amagan Ao community bra Ao units kan kiman ase a city la under de eto kan sob ki yade agina tagi civic reception group la ase yade civic reception de takan amagan yade 10 to 15 minutes reception thakibo aru kwanisina amagan Ao manukan sob rasta de around 10,000 amagan manukan gather goina rasta de tagi welcome group la ase itula biche amagan jaina tala gorde aru ekta reception thakibo aru tade invitees kani invite koina ase tade au tade 1 hour program is not aru thakibola ase ama.
Northeast's largest fashion and beauty pageant event on Wednesday held their Nagaland chapter auditions for the 18th edition of the Sunsilk Mega Northeast in Kohima. The auditions are currently underway at Crescent International near Old NST. Furthermore, candidates from various districts of Nagaland has participated in the audition, while only 4 girls are to be selected from the state. Notably, the auditions in Nagaland are being held by Vogue Entertainment.
Hi everyone, my name is Dode Nakro and I'm the Managing Director of Vogue Entertainment Nagaland and also State Director for Sunsilk Mega Miss Northeast. Today we are here at Crescent International Hotel for the audition of the 18th edition of Sunsilk Mega Miss Northeast. This audition is happening in Nagaland for the first time, and I'm very grateful to the Mega Entertainment for giving the privilege to Nagaland State to have and the Vogue Entertainment Nagaland to organize this state audition. A brief history about the Mega Entertainment is this was the brainchild of Mr. Abhijit Singha, was formed in 2003, and this year is the 18th edition that will be happening very soon. The final date of the grand finale is not yet announced, but shortly it will be announced, and the tentative date will be in the first week of December or mid-December. Yeah, so across the 8 northeastern states, all the talented and beautiful girls will be participating, and only 50 finalists will be selected for the grand finale. So it is going to be a very competitive event, and this is one of the biggest pageant in our region. And we are very grateful that Mr. Abhijit Singha, he has come up with this idea to promote the youngsters of our region. And the best thing about the 18th edition of Sunsilk Mega Miss Northeast is that there is no height criteria this time, because the team feel that we should give opportunities to everyone equally and not based on criteria, colors, and creed. But a person to participate in this pageant should be confident, beautiful, intelligent, and an overall development should be required to participate in this event. So like I said, there is no height criteria this time, and I'm sure that anyone who is smart, anyone who has the determination, who has the power, who has the ability to go forward, learn new things, this is the...
Moving on to the next story, Nagaland lost approximately rupees 135 crores meant for urban local bodies in 14th Finance Commission. Chief Minister Nephew Rio, during the launching of the People's Bridge on November 9th, stated that the state was denied funds for the 15th Finance Commission owing to the failure. Rio briefed the media about plans for a committee to tackle the issue. The committee would comprise of Principal Secretary chaired, which will be by Chief Secretary NPO nominees, CNTC, TPO and a female member, and chaired by the Chief Secretary. The CM specified that local bodies should be managed by nominees of people and compulsory female revision. He also meant that addition was a temporary solution and an elected board will handle any future problems with a meticulous formula.
Always shout at the government to give you grant. Maybe we are spoiled society. We should learn how to work and eat.
Sir, approximately how much grants are we losing at the moment? About?
Last 14 finance was 135 crores. And so this 15 finance award for urban local bodies is there. But if we are deprived again, then it will be bad. And you are complaining about roads, about sanitation. Then you are obstructing, you are responsible, civil. Okay?
Sir, do you intend to invite NPCC for discussion about the NLTB Act, lifting partial NLTB Act?
No. That I'll discuss and then you'll come.
On the political issue, sir,
Discussion is going on.
Sir.
You see, they are the negotiation party.
The Landowners Union DHEP withstands central government's one-sided decision of selling Doyang Hydroelectric Plant DHEP to NTPC by 2024. The landowners of DHEP has pleaded the state ministry to impede central government's proposal of trading DHEP to private corporations. A tripartite land acquisition agreement was signed on February 28, 1984 between the landowners of DHEP, NIPCO Limited and state government for setting up Doyang Power Plant. Lao was apparently upset about the auction of 100% share of NIPCO Limited to NTPC for rupees 4,000 crore in 2020 without the state government's and DHEP stakeholders' approval. According to the union, DHEP was established after several debates between 17 villages and state ministry and was transferred to NEPCO Limited. The villagers feared that the extreme and unfavorable policies of auction and privatization of DHEP will affect the rights, privileges and employment opportunities offered in lieu of thousands acres of land The organization strictly demanded the renouncement of the privatization of Doyang project. PM Narendra Modi on Wednesday met with the NSAs of 7 countries after the regional security dialogue in Delhi. The regional summit was held to discuss the ongoing situation in neighboring Afghanistan following the fall of the democratically elected government and the subsequent Taliban takeover of the country. All the national security advisors, secretaries of Security Council of Iran, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan were seen taking part in the dialogue. Notably, the meeting is being seen as a part of Indian efforts to remain relevant in addressing the fallout of developments in Afghanistan. This is the third such meeting that is being held on the Afghan situation. The previous 2 regional meetings in this format were held in Iran in September 2018 and December 2019. The Mumbai police on Wednesday said it will again summon Shah Rukh Khan's manager Pooja Dadlani in connection with the drugs on cruise case, as Pooja has skipped the interrogation citing health reasons. SRK's manager, who was often spotted outside the Narcotics Control Bureau office when Aryan Khan was in jail, is significant for the investigation. This is the special investigation team of the Mumbai police conducting a parallel probe into the extortion allegations against the NCB team in the Aryan Khan case. The SIT has also sought the CCTV footage of NCB's South Mumbai's offices, reports said. External Affairs Ministers S. Jaishankar on Wednesday called for further easing of restrictions by the Gulf Cooperation Council, states on air travel from India and mutual recognition of vaccination certificates. He raised the matter during a meeting with GCC Secretary General Naif Falah Mubarak Al-Hasraf. The 2 leaders also reviewed India-GCC ties and discussed trade and investment relations. A GCC is a regional political and economic union that includes Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. Millions of Indians live and work in the GCC states. India has been pushing the GCC to ease travel restrictions so that Indian citizens can return to their jobs in the region. Hit people riding bikes and scooters on a busy road in Rajasthan's Jodhpur on Tuesday, killing 1 and injuring 8 people. The horrific accident was captured on camera. The police said all the injured people were taken to All India Institute of Medical Sciences in Jodhpur, where 1 died of injuries. The man who died has been identified as 30-year-old Mukesh. 3 of the injured people live in huts near the road and 4 are motorists. Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot, who reached Jodhpur on Tuesday morning for a day's visit, rushed to the hospital straight from the airport and met with the injured people. He asked the AIIMS doctors and the administration to give diligent care for fast recovery. The Chief Minister also announced 2 lakh for the family of Mukesh, 1 lakh for those who were injured and 50 lakh who had sustained minor injuries. A 45-year-old farmer committed suicide at Singhu border. Victim farmer was from Fatehgarh Sahib. He was affiliated with Dalewal Bharatiya Kisan Union Sithpur group. Police said that the deceased has been identified as Gurpreet Singh from Rukri village. As per preliminary examinations and information, it appears to be a case of suicide, though a probe has been initiated, says DSP Law and Order Sonipat. With the addition of 16 cases on November 9, the total number of Zika infections in Uttar Pradesh's Kanpur has crossed the 100 mark. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath on Wednesday reviewed the Zika virus situation in Kanpur by visiting the virus-hit areas and speaking to family members of the infected patients. Speaking to reporters on Wednesday, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath said that of the 105 patients who have been detected as positive are now being in treatment. 17 are now positive for the virus and have been declared negative thereafter. 5 wards have been affected. Adityanath said that the district administration, health department and municipal council have strategically worked on increasing surveillance, sanitization and investigation in Kanpur. The chief minister also said that the number of health teams have increased and there is no need to panic. That is all for now. This is Gargi Deka signing off. Keep watching Nagaland TV.